Spoiler alert!
Welcome to Spoiler Alert. I'm Ryan, and today we have two very special guests. Please welcome to the show the best filmmaker in Toledo, according to the Best of Toledo polls, Gabe Rios, and actress and model Heidi Przes. Go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
Hey, my name is Gabe Rios. Thanks so much, Ryan. Thank you for that awesome intro. That was really sweet of you. I am a filmmaker in Toledo, Ohio. I did just win the city paper, so yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you, anyone who voted for me. But yeah, this is Heidi.
Hello, my name's Heidi Przes. I mainly do modeling and acting, and I just recently got into writing and directing as well. So I would say I'm well versed in creative fields.
That's awesome. You're actually the second model I collaborated with on Spoiler Alert that I've never met face to face. The other being Brianna Basile from Wicked for Good.
Oh yeah. She's a good friend of mine. Love her. Great actress too. She's
Oh,
awesome.
she's fucking awesome. I'm looking to make her recurring on Spoiler Alert. I just love the vibe we had together.
She's awesome.
All right.
I totally recommend it.
All right. So this was originally intended to be a double bill with Project Hail Mary. And that unintentionally would have been a great double bill, as both films have two characters named Grace being thrust into extraordinary situations. But today's double feature is a satanic family double feature. Ready or Not 2, and They Will Kill You. This double feature, on the other hand, is really the same movie, but in different fonts. But either way, they're both great double features.
Yeah, I agree. I was a huge fan of Ready or Not 1. That I would actually put on your Criterion collection. Ready or Not 1 is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. I loved Ready or Not 1. That was in my top 10 of 2019 that year. I dug the hell out of that movie. And I love the fact that Radio Silence is doing the new Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. And I think they're fucking perfect to do that.
Totally agree.
Not to be confused with the edgelord Blumhouse Mummy movie coming out in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. I did see a trailer for that. It shows nothing. But yeah.
And there is one thing I do like about this movie immediately. The pairing of Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton, the blonde final girls of the moment.
Yeah, I did. I like that a lot, too.
And one of the cool things is if you're subscribed to Letterboxd, Elijah Wood and Sarah Michelle Gellar have a pre-recorded message that thanks you for logging Ready or Not 2 to your Letterboxd. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think Elijah Wood's fantastic. Honestly, I think he might be my favorite part of Ready or Not 2. I thought he was great. I thought he might have been the best addition.
Yeah, me too. We'll get to that later. But I love the fact that Elijah Wood is so set for life after Lord of the Rings. He has his fuck you money, and he's going to do all these weird little guy roles.
Yeah, no, yep, I agree with that.
And so it's like how I love Daniel Radcliffe post Harry Potter, where he's doing stuff like Guns Akimbo or Horns and stuff like that.
Yeah, Guns Akimbo was so fun.
Yeah. All right, so Ready or Not 2, what I like about this straight away is it picks up exactly where the first film ended.
Yeah, very much Halloween 2. Yeah, picking right up where you left off, which I always like that.
Yeah. And while this is going on, it's revealed that she's handcuffed to a hospital bed being questioned by a detective in Connecticut.
Yep. And I thought, for me, I mean, I don't know how much. I know it's called spoiler alert. How much do you want me to give away here?
Oh, we're doing full spoilers for this. Like Project Hail Mary, I did not want to spoil because I really loved that movie and I wanted people to go see it.
Gotcha. But you're ready to go full spoiler here.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I would say that I like the sequel a lot. As I said, the first one, that's a classic to me. But the second one, it doesn't quite capture that same. Doesn't have the same I don't know how to really phrase it properly, but I guess it's so surprising. The ending is so surprising. No one sees it coming. And the second one, it's kind of all the way through. You already know what happened. You already see what's coming. So even though I enjoyed it, I would say, it doesn't have that same, it doesn't hit quite the same. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. And the first one ends on such a great note. I mean, that's an iconic final shot where Samara Weaving just lights the cigarette. It's like, okay, I've seen this movie. I can die happy now. It's
yeah,
nice we're getting a ready or not to. Now that Radio Silence got their Scream fuck you money,
yeah.
and they're about to get more fuck you money with the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And oh, I like how your sound just came in all of a sudden. Awesome.
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
Yeah, I heard you just fine, but it sounded like a phone call initially.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. So then, while all this is going on, her sister Faith, who's played by Catherine Newton, shows up, and it's revealed they're estranged.
Yes.
And this was one of my issues. Well, I really did like Catherine Newton and Samara Weaving in both of these roles. Like, I just never really bought them as sisters, much less estranged sisters.
I could see that. I like Catherine Newton and a lot of the stuff she's done. But here, I don't know. There was something almost a campiness to it, which is that I can bring up about They Will Kill You as well.
Yeah,
I still enjoyed it. Like overall, I would say probably 4.5, but it's not like the 6 that I gave the original.
right, right. We'll get to scores later. All right. And the next one of the other things I really love is David Cronenberg shows up.
That was
And
a great cameo. Yeah,
yeah,
at the very beginning.
I really love it when directors cameo in movies. Like, for example, David Lynch in The Fablemans playing John Ford, and he's fucking perfect.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's great. That's one of my favorites.
And David Cronenberg just comes in for like the 2 minutes he's in this movie and he just kills it. To the point that I just kind of want to see him show up as an actor in these types of movies.
Totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I loved his cameo as well. I thought it was great. Honestly, I thought most of the performances in there, that really wasn't one of my complaints at all. It's just I felt like I didn't know where to go. I liked a lot of it, but I didn't feel like it was, I guess, all entirely necessary.
Right, right. And his two children are Titus and Ursula, who are played by Sean Hattasey, aka the non Noah Wiley main doctor from The Pit, and
Yeah,
Sarah
yeah,
Michelle Gellar, and they kill David Cronenberg and summon the families.
yes, yeah. Very early on in the movie, and I mean, I found Sean Hattasey to be very menacing and play the part really well.
Oh, he's fucking great in this. I love him in this movie.
Yeah, me too. I liked him a lot in the Faculty. I remember him being one of my favorite characters in that.
Yeah, and I fucking love The Pit. Even if season two is second verse same as the first, The Pit season one is still a 10 out of 10 perfect season for me, where every episode is incredible.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually have not caught that one yet, but I definitely need to. I intend to watch that soon.
Yeah, because I initially dismissed The Pit as like an ER knockoff. I was like, there's no way I'm going to like this show. And then
Right.
I click on the first episode. I was like, oh my God, I fucking love this show. This show is incredible. I will die for Dr. Mel.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear.
And then Titus and Ursula summon the satanic families from around the world. And basically, they're competing for the one ring to rule them all.
Yeah, that's an accurate way of putting that.
And one of the scenes I really love in this is that they clear out a wedding that involves a cancer patient.
Yeah,
And that
yeah,
cracked my shit up.
yeah, yeah. That was really good.
And Heidi, where are you right now?
So I haven't watched the second Ready or Not movie. I watched the first one,
Okay.
and I really liked that personally. I thought it was like it had a healthy balance of being gross and very like thriller-esque, but it also had a lot of comedy in it, which I liked, and it didn't feel overplayed at all to me. So I really
Yeah.
liked that movie personally. Like there was a few times where I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to watch this." And I think that's an important part of having a good scary movie to me.
Okay, right on. I just wanted to see if you were still there with us. I didn't want us to hog the conversation.
No, you guys are all good.
All right. So I hope you don't mind if we're spoiling Ready or Not 2 for you.
No, go on.
All right.
I'm like learning about the film and it's quite interesting.
All right. And then Louis Teague, who was one of the very few good things about Abigail, he shows up, kills the detective, and he's looking for Grace, and then he explodes in a gusher of blood.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep. I did. Yeah, I liked him a lot. Actually, he was that. That is one of those scenes though that I felt. I was like, okay, he's breaking the rules. We already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think I would have, been shocked, obviously, seeing that for the first time. But having already seen the first film, I was like, yep. I mean, it's a well done scene. It's fun, but I definitely saw that one coming.
Yeah, and then they both get kidnapped, and Elijah Wood basically, who goes by the lawyer in this film, they basically tell him what's going on, and they gotta basically play hide and seek again because Grace wiped out the Ladomas family, and she's handcuffed to her sister.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's handcuffed to her sister, and that's sort of like their. She becomes the catalyst to even get her involved again, as they're threatening the sister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the players cannot kill each other basically, and they're on this golf course trying to survive. And the guy that's trying to kill them is such a bad shot. This is another great scene that I love.
I did love that scene too. And again, that is it's a little different, but yeah, that was done well.
Yeah, and they see this concession stand in a propane tank, and
Yeah,
one of the lines I love from them is, "He's getting better as the
yeah,
name improves."
yeah, yep. I like that a lot too. And then when they cut away to the family, when his family's watching on the screens, and
Yeah,
they're seeing him, they're like, he never practices. I love that. That killed me.
yeah. And one of my main issues with this film is like the supporting characters, not like the main cast.
Right.
Aside from Weaving, Newton, Wood, Hennessy, and Geller, none of those characters really grabbed me like they did in the first one. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Tim Brun from Orphan Black from the first movie is
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. And
Totally agree. Yeah.
and then you have Andy McDowell just fucking killing it in that movie.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember those characters. I
Yep.
can't tell you thing one about any of these other characters that aren't the main characters.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, Elijah Wood I loved, and his character was a great addition. But there was no one in here that was like the Adam Brody. And you're right; they all did come to life in the first one in a different way. They're all their characters are just so big and they pop so well. And in the second one, yeah, they're a bit more, I don't know, almost cartoony.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. They just felt like Saturday morning cartoon villains to me.
Yeah,
And I do like the fact that they killed one of the guys in an industrial washer.
yeah, yeah. That was a crazy scene. That was harsh.
Yeah, I love that so much. And then one of the players who goes by Chen finds them and reveals if one of them marries one of the elites, the game is practically over, and that husband would get the high seat, and she'd just be the loving wife, basically. And what's great about this scene is she's trying to pawn off her Steam Deck obsessed idiot son to them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I love that as well. And I mean, the fact that she uses it later was clever, and that is one of the few things in the movie that I actually really kind of didn't see coming. Was in the end, when she's got Newton, or when Haddis's got Newton pretty tied up and ready to die, and then so she proposes, uses a proposal. And I was like, oh right, calling back to the fact that they have this loophole. And I actually didn't remember that, and so that one kind of did take me by surprise, and I enjoyed that.
Right. But one thing I do like about this is Grace refuses, but Chen accidentally kills one of the players, causing her and her family to explode.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and then Faith is like, "What are you doing? We need to marry into this family." Like, and she says to her, like, I don't want to sell my soul.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I remember right after that, right after she's saying that she doesn't want to sell her soul, I think that's when Catherine Newton's character actually really like kind of gets it. It seems like it clicks for her. Like, my sister still considers herself um a good person that matters to her. And that plays well. That played well for me, with Samara Weaving's character.
Alex Ladomas as ex fiance Francesca enters, but I don't quite recall she was in the first movie. I
She's
don't think
not.
she was.
She's not, no.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that for me felt a little. I like the fight scene. Don't get me wrong. The fight scene was, I thought, was pretty strong, but overall the addition of ex fiance felt almost out of place. Kind of tacked on. At least for me.
yeah. Just to basically have like a commando homage where she shoots a bazooka backwards.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I didn't hate the fight scene. I thought it was well
Yeah,
choreographed. It looked pretty good. It was cool, but their excuse behind it with this, fiance that was never even mentioned in the first film, like, I don't know, it seemed unnecessary. She could have just been another character.
yeah, yeah, and that's going back to all these characters feeling like Saturday morning cartoon villains.
And she
Like
felt very much like that to me. Yeah.
none of them really had any personality to them. They just felt stock.
Yeah. Yep.
Virage's brother, the guy who dies in the industrial washer, Manu, enters the game,
Yeah.
but just chickens the fuck out and gives everything to his wife, who
I,
just fucking bails on him.
I did feel like that his character, at least, they were trying something a little different with him, at least, because, yeah, you're right. The rest are basically stock cartoon villains, and that's pretty much what they play. He had a bit more of an arc, at least.
Yeah, yeah. And while this is going on, Ursula almost kills Grace and Faith rescues her, and Grace and Faith have this blowout argument, and they just basically break up right there. But then then Faith gets kidnapped.
Yeah, that's such a brutal scene too. I was wondering
Yeah,
about that. When they keep cutting back to the fight with the ex fiance and Samara Weaving's character, that feels it feels a little lighter. It feels like, they're pepper spraying each other. They're both blind. They can't see anything, and they're swinging and missing. All while Hattie is just, ferociously beating up Catherine Newton's character. And I think the filmmakers felt they had to do that, like, cut away, because it's just so harsh. She's just,
yeah,
getting damn near beat to death on the floor in that room. But then they keep cutting back to this, kind of campy, silly fight.
yeah, and that's exactly how I felt too. Like, it doesn't cut away from the violence. The violence in this
No,
is very
right?
brutal.
Yes, yeah, that's
And then
true. But they did. I felt like
Grace,
they tried to soften the blow a couple times.
yeah, and then Grace decides straight away to use Chen's loophole and agrees to marry Titus. But
Right.
Ursula warns Grace about the fact that he's a complete psycho, does not want him in the high seat. You need to be able to control him, basically.
Yes. Yes. And at that particular point, that's when Hattie's character goes, like, full over the edge, murdering his
Yeah,
own family and everything. And but I thought, again, he was fantastic in the movie. He
yeah.
plays a psychopath well.
Hennessy, I think, is gonna be like the Pit breakout. The other guy I think is going to be the Pit breakout is going to be Patrick Ball, who plays the drug addicted young doctor, who's
Okay,
basically the Noah Wiley from ER stand-in.
gotcha. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet, but I definitely will. I plan
Yeah,
to. I've heard of nothing but amazing reviews.
yeah. And we get to the third act, and it's all kinds of awesome. And I love that we get full weirdo Elijah Wood in this scene.
Me too. I thought that was perfect. I thought the end was amazing. Yeah, when because he is, yeah, full weirdo at this point. He's this, satanic cult lawyer.
And then they go through with the vows, and you think, oh, wow, something's going to happen here. I want to see where this goes. And then Grace kills Titus and boot kicks him like her name is Leonidas into a pit of remains, making her the owner of the high seat.
Totally, yes, which was a great scene.
And I just love the power Samara Weaving commands in this scene, where she just straight up tells them to kneel, and she's basically stalling for time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah,
Because
me
there's
too.
like 3 minutes till dawn.
Right. Yep.
And
that's the
then,
rule. She already knows what happens, based on the first film.
yep, and she renounces the high sea and just throws the one ring into the pit of remains. And everyone jumps into this ring with 3 minutes left. And everyone in the pit explodes with gushers of blood.
Yeah, that was great. I thought that scene was fantastic. And honestly, for me, my favorite part of the whole thing was the goat that's there. You assume as a sacrifice, it's going to be killed off screen just right away, kind of as a non-issue. She takes it. She takes the goat and she leaves with this goat. And I thought that was great. I love that they tacked that little piece on.
Yeah, me too. I love that little scene too. And I like how they delay on the brother character who bails on the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
And it's like,
yeah,
oh no, I gave all my things away. Wow.
yep, yeah, yeah. His little delayed comeuppance. Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Grace and Faith end up reconciling and vow to never be separated from each other again. So, Gabe, out of 5, what would you give this?
I would say I would stick to my 4.5. I still had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I just don't think it's quite like the first. It is not quite as good. How about you? What would you rate it?
I went 3.5 out of 5 on this one. While it's not as awesome as the first one, I still had a good time with it. If there is like a 2-pack 4K set of both of these movies, I'd buy it. Hell, I'd love to see Arrow Video do the Babysitter duology on 4K now that they're releasing Stranger Things. It'd be a better use of Arrow Video's talents than releasing the 90s Mortal Kombat duology.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I just want the one movie on 4K, and even then, I'm content with the 95 film I got on Blu-ray for $3. I don't necessarily need to upgrade that.
No, yeah, I don't blame you. Not for that.
Yeah. So let's go on to the other double feature in this episode. They Will Kill You.
Now we have both seen that, so Heidi can share in on that a little bit more.
Yes.
All right, and feel free to jump in on this.
Yep.
All right, cool. Apparently, you saw this early.
Yes, yeah, we did see it early. Yes.
And that's like those Monday screenings.
Yeah, yep, where it's like a secret film.
Yeah, the last one I went to with one of those was Shelby Oaks, the Chris Stuckman movie, where it's like perfectly okay.
Yeah, that's about what I'd say about that one too. Yeah, it's perfectly okay.
Yeah, I got a video essay about, Chris Stuckman just basically going downhill after he talked about how he's only going to do positive reviews and be a film appreciation channel. No, you got to see the bad movies to appreciate the good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can't just do one-sided reviews.
Yeah, and I'm going to tie it into Shelby Oaks and the rise of these YouTube filmmakers. Like, for example, I went in blind to Iron Lung, and I dug the hell out of that film. I like the fact that he put his own money into making that Markiplier.
I did too. I wanted to like it so much. There's a show that he's on, Edge of Sleep, and I loved Edge of Sleep, so that made me go into Iron Lung blind. I was iffy on it though. I got kind of bored.
Yeah, it was fine. It was pretty good, but I love the filmmaking on display in that film.
I did too. And I fully respect what he does. I mean, that's something that I try to strive for myself. It's just very guerrilla style. Fund my own stuff and just, you have the story you want to tell and you just go tell it.
All right. So I just saw this yesterday.
Okay.
I finally got around to it. I planned on going to that. I usually try and plan to go to those Monday screenings, but it depends on what time it would be. Like if it's 6 o'clock, okay, that's fine. 7 o'clock, it'd be like kissing my time for me to get ready to go to work.
Yeah.
And so straight away, this is the new Zazie Beetz action flick where it's basically The Raid meets Kill Bill meets Ready or Not. And it starts off with this quote, "When the poor give to the rich, the devil laughs." And it starts off with this haunting image of a faceless nuclear family.
Yeah, and they cut to the rain outside, and you see these sisters for the first time.
Yeah,
When they're younger, 'cause I forget how many years, but I know they flash. It's like 10 years, I
yeah,
think, right?
10 years. Yep, it was
Yeah,
10 years. And I thought they were like mother and daughter, with the way their chemistry was. I thought they were like mother and daughter at first.
yeah, I kind of thought that too.
I thought
And
that for a second as well until they brought up the father right at that point. Then I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's not clicked.
yeah. And then Zazie Beetz is Asia, has a sister Maria. They're heading to New York, and it's revealed they have an abusive father who's probably did more than just beat them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it definitely
implied.
is. Yeah, it's implied. Yep, absolutely. This guy is not definitely not a nice guy.
Not Father of the Year material. I'll say
Not
that
at
much.
all. Yeah.
And Maria tries to steal a toy, and the father finds them in the store. And this is a really suspenseful scene as they're trying to escape from this convenience store. And Maria's toy sets off the alarm. And you're like, oh shit, what's going on here? And then Asia shoots him, and she ends up serving 10 years in prison for doing this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And on getting out, she's when she finds that hotel. The
The
what's the name?
Virgil.
The Virgil. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to comfortably take notes during this film because there were like three other people in my theater when I went to
Oh
go see this.
no, that Monday screening we went to, it was crowded. We were like in the front row, looking straight
Oh,
up.
oh, I bet. And I like that there's like obvious satanic imagery on the building. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a nice touch. The architecture. Yeah.
yeah. And Asia ends up applying to be a maid, but you don't know her motivation. She's living under an assumed identity. And they reveal the name of the hotel, the Virgil. And it's the most exclusive building in Manhattan. And she has to surrender her phone. And then you see these maids who are mostly all POC, but
Yep.
they're posed like the nuclear family at the very beginning of the film.
Yeah. Yeah.
And while all this is going on, she's settling into this place and she takes a shower, and the fog on the mirror reveals the title, basically. And it's a better title drop than a movie I just watched last night called Pretty Lethal, where the title card does not show up for 18 minutes and literally nothing happens until the 28-minute mark in an 85-minute movie.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet either, but I was kind of curious. But yeah, that doesn't sound great. I did like the title card here though. I thought that was pretty good use.
Yeah, because the title card in Pretty Lethal just shows up at random. Like, oh, we forgot to drop the title. Oh, Pretty Lethal. Whereas They Will Kill You title
Oh,
card actually a good reveal.
it is. Yeah, I mean it's part of the plot.
You'd think of the atmospherics of it. Like, is this place haunted? Is there something more sinister than this building is leading on?
Exactly.
Yeah, I really liked how they used the mirror as well, since they did tie it back into the plot. I think that was really cool because off the top of my head, I can't think of a lot of movies where they reveal the name like that and it was a message. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, once she gets out of the shower, all the lights go out and turn red. As she's getting ready to go to sleep, the door handle jiggles while sleeping. And then we get to what is essentially basically Quentin Tarantino's Ready or Not, where we have this figure who's hanging over Danielle who licks her toes.
Oh yeah, they do use the toe licking. Yeah, there are a lot. I that's somebody asked me that. They said, "What would you say? Is it just a complete ripoff of things like Ready or Not or You're Next?" And I said, "Sure. I can see those. Yeah, that it does borrow some from those." I said, "But no, I think it borrows the most from Kill Bill."
Yeah.
This is pretty much Kill Bill, which honestly, like, I do like a lot of Tarantino stuff. Kill Bill, I've always been sort of iffy on.
Yeah,
It's
the
okay.
whole bloody affair ties everything together, though, because I felt that was meant to be one movie. I
I
was
could
iffy on part 1 and 2.
Right. I haven't seen the whole bloody affair yet, but I have seen them as separate films, and I thought, I mean, I got what he was going for. It was fun, kinda, but I didn't. Not really for me, I guess. I know a lot of people that absolutely love those, but those ones really didn't work for me.
Yeah, and I was gonna go into the Kill Bill comparison too, but I viewed this more as like Quentin Tarantino's Ready or Not, because Zazie Beetz is barefoot throughout this entire film.
Yes,
Like
true.
they have to do like they do like lingering shots of her feet too.
They do. That is very true. It does have that Tarantino feel
It
and the
it
foot fetish.
and it's a Tarantino knockoff, sure, but it's a good one. Like, the one film that came to mind was another Samara Weaving movie that just so happened to be filmed in Toledo called Eeny Meeny.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people that were in that.
Yeah, and I really dug the hell out of that movie. Even if I weren't from Toledo, I would still dig the hell out of that movie. A
Yeah, for
bad
sure.
a bad Tarantino knockoff, on the other hand, would be something like The Boondock Saints or Destiny Turns
Oh,
on the Radio.
oh, you
A
didn't like
movie
Boondock
that
Saints?
yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's one of those movies I liked when I was a teenager, but as I got older, and watched way better action films, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, why do I even have this on DVD?
I so many people, so many of my friends, still harp on about how amazing Boondock Saints is. I'm like, oh no, that one doesn't work for me. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I've met
And
Norman
it's like,
Reedus, super nice guy, but like, I just didn't like Boondock Saints.
right. Yeah, and it's revealed that Troy Duffy's kind of a fucking dick. He's still a total fucking dick, apparently,
Yeah.
because he's going on the full MAGA, like, woke campaign.
Oh no. Yeah. Don't need any of that.
Yeah. And he's apparently about to drop Boondock Scenes 3, but I haven't
Yeah.
heard shit about it.
Right. I've heard something about that, but yeah, I was like, I didn't even see the sequel because I didn't like the first.
Uh, the sequel is like a total downgrade
I'm
from the
sure.
first one.
Yeah.
It's just like a bunch of forced meme bullshit.
Yeah. That does not sound like something that would be my cup of tea.
Yeah. And then Asia gets chloroformed by this mysterious figure, and she's losing consciousness, and the other mass figures emerge, and it's people they meet, like Heather Graham and Tom Felton at the beginning of the film. And I love that this could have been a scene where she wakes up tied up, and what she doesn't say is she jolts herself awake and kicks all the ass.
Yeah, yeah. That first scene, I thought that was great. The first fight scene, it did surprise me. Obviously, I hadn't seen it yet, and there was no sequel or anything. When they walk back out into the hallway, and she first, has her stare down with Patricia Arquette,
Yeah.
and at that particular point, when they come back out, and the one's holding his severed head and everything, and I was like, that okay. I didn't see it coming. I'll admit, I was kind of surprised by
Okay.
it.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they're immortal. Like, they grow body parts back. And it's right here where I feel this film cooks, as the kids would say. And you'd think Asia defeated all these people. Nope, we still have a lot of movie left.
Yeah.
And then Heather Graham is such a terrible shot. And one of the things I do love about this movie is the soundtrack. This
Oh
soundtrack
yeah, I did too.
sucks.
Yeah, totally
Like,
agree
I
with you.
found myself using Shazam a lot while taking notes on this movie because I wanted to add some of these songs to my Spotify playlist.
Good call.
Because again, I had my phone down to the lowest brightness possible, and 4 other people were in my theater.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're good. You were good to go.
And then Patricia Arquette shows up and delivers. She knows what type of movie this is, and delivers the line, "Who the fuck are you?" And it's such an awesome, over-the-top line delivery. And then, boom, stylized title card, Asia Reeves.
Yep. Yep. But I like that too. And Patricia Arquette's fantastic pretty much in everything she's in.
Yeah. Yeah, she started out in horror. She's in my all-time favorite horror sequel, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. First role ever.
You're right. Yeah, that is a fun one for sure. My favorite, I think one of my favorite movies all time, True Romance. I think she's fantastic in that.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be one of those purchases when I find a cheap copy of that. I want to upgrade that to 4K.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's I think it's my favorite, probably my favorite Tarantino because he wrote it. He obviously didn't direct it, but
Yeah.
that I don't know. I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Obviously, like Pulp Fiction too, but the rest, I don't know. But yeah, Patricia
Oh,
Arquette, I agree. She's amazing.
I'm a huge Tarantino nerd, believe me. But I would not want to meet the guy. Like, I
Yeah,
feel like if I sat down with him, I would punch him in the face immediately.
I feel the same.
And then we get Asia Reeves' story as we get her real name on the screen. And it's revealed the dad survives and Maria was put back into custody, her sister. And she gets off on parole. And it's revealed that Maria, her sister, is in the Virgil, and that's why she's there. She stealthily takes this maid role. And I was like, oh, okay. I like where this is going. And I like how this touches on the more social issues better than Ready or Not 2, where it's like predominantly POC people as maids and they build themselves up as they go. Like it's kind of like a Get Out kind of situation.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Get Out, I love that one. That's a classic. That's one of my favorites all time.
Oh yeah. And the camera work in this is exceptional.
It is. There's a scene a little later on, when she's fighting in the dark. She gets hit in the dark, and then what sets a machete on fire? That's what it is? I think it's a machete.
I think it was an axe, if
Oh,
I
right, it's
remember
the axe.
correctly.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. Like a fire axe.
Yeah. Yeah, and all that's going on. And then it's revealed it's and I like Tom Felton's little line, oh, it's just a flesh wound. And then the kid stabs her in the back. And this kid is like the biggest piece of shit since that kid from Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah, yeah, he
I wouldn't
is.
be surprised if that's like a descendant of that family.
No, yeah, I agree. I did like the scene where she gets stabbed by the little guy and just turns and punches him right in the face.
Yeah. And then Asia's escaping through this crawl space. And again, this is where I say I like the camera work. I love how tight this scene feels. You feel like you're in that crawl space with her.
Oh yeah, it made me very claustrophobic. I did like that as well.
Yeah. And that goes to my main thing. Like, Zazie Beetz is fucking excellent in this movie. Like, I loved
Totally
her in
agree.
Deadpool.
Yeah, me
I
too.
loved her in
Domino,
Deadpool.
Domino is my favorite character in the entire Deadpool series, I think.
Yeah. Because I was like, she is a star. She needs to do bigger movies than this. And they will kill. This movie probably won't do well at the box office, but it screams cult movie.
It
Like,
does. It does scream cult movie, but yeah, we are somewhere in the spoilers where honestly for me, when I was watching this, I was like, I'm gonna love this. This is amazing. I do love Zazie Beetz. I think she's great, and Patricia Arquette. But for me, it's right here. It's right about where you were, where she's going through this tunnel, and I'm loving it. I'm so claustrophobic. And then Heather Graham's eye comes
yeah,
back. Like it starts growing back on its own. I That's where it lost me a bit. I'm like, this gets too silly, too gross out humor. I don't know. Gross out humor is not something that usually works real well for me, and I definitely know it's for a lot of people. But that is like the whole eye gag. I was just like, oh, I don't
yeah,
know. And
the
there's
eye gag didn't work for me either.
my theater loved it. Don't get me wrong though. The
Yeah,
crowded theater I was in, they went crazy for it. They loved it. They were cheering, they were hollering, they were laughing, all that. But I was kind of sitting up front groaning. What did you think, Heidi?
I wasn't a fan of that. I wasn't a fan of, honestly, I don't know what it was, but something about a lot of like the comedic relief in this movie didn't work for me. In general, I don't know why exactly. It just felt almost out of place because
Yeah,
I really liked all the fight scenes. I think those were very well choreographed and intense. And this movie, I feel like, had a lot of like intensity to it, and that just felt like it took too big of a turn. It wasn't
yeah,
subtle enough.
yeah, yeah, and I get that too. Like, it doesn't quite know how to balance tone. This is one of those movies that if Taika Waititi, aka Taika Waitigo, directed this,
Yeah.
I would hate the ever loving shit out of this movie.
Right. No, I didn't. I didn't hate it. But I wanted to love it, and I thought I would love it, and then in the end, it was just like I don't know. I loved things about it. I loved scenes in it, but didn't necessarily love it as a whole.
Yeah, but while all that is going on, like as she's trying to escape through this crawl space, she's dodging swords, her hand gets stabbed, and her head gets blown off. You have the eye thing going on. And then we get to Lily's story and Lily's husband. And Lily's husband tells the story of the Virgil. And Lily's husband is black. And it's revealed they've been an interracial couple since 1913, towards the end of the film.
Yes, yeah, which that part, that aspect of it I loved, and honestly the husband character I thought was also fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know that actor as well as a lot of the other core cast.
I didn't
I
know who that actor was, but I really loved him in that part.
Me too. I thought he was great in it. Yeah.
For a millisecond, I thought it was Coleman Domingo, but I was like,
I did on the
yeah.
trailer too for a split second as well, but then no, yeah.
And then it's revealed how you get this immortality. Like, what happens is you have to do a human sacrifice to get this immortality. And if you fuck up or piss off Lily in any way, you will become mortal. And if you're on this list, you're invincible, basically.
Yes, yes. And it's right after that she's in this crawl space and this is revealed that she is, she's stumbled upon her sister who's now part of this satanic cult who's about to become immortal herself if all goes according to plan. That the sister is, of course, played by Mahala, and she's great. I liked her in Industry so much.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was, but I did like that actress.
Yeah, she. I think she's awesome.
That's another show I need to watch because I really do like that actor, the actress Marissa Abella. She's
she's great
from
too.
Industry.
Yeah.
Like, she's literally the only reason I didn't know Star Back to Black.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where she played Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because honestly, after Industry, I was kind of excited for that. So this is going to be great. She's so amazing in Industry. This has to be good. And then yeah, we saw that.
And then we cut to Maria Reeves' story, and you have this like shady looking Don Johnson type guy watching her scrub shit in a motel.
Yeah, that is so graphic too. That's so gross.
Yeah, and it's disturbing as hell.
It is.
And then it's revealed that she was about to get sacrificed, but they needed a maid.
Yep, they needed a maid, and they liked the way she worked, like the way she cleaned. They said she was good at what she did, so they were willing to let her live and give her this gift of immortality, but she has to be okay with sacrificing someone else.
Maria doesn't want to go, and it's at this point where I'm like iffy on the Maria character. I'm like, bruh, your sister literally shot her father for you.
Right.
And then Asia ends up punching her sister.
Yeah. She knocks her out. But I did like after the fact when she's actually in mortal danger and it's looking like, that she's about to be caught, and then her sister finally steps up and saves her.
Yeah. And Asia leaves with her sister who's tied up and ball gagged.
Yeah.
And Maria ends up killing the big guy while she's bound and gagged. And during all this, we get that reveal in the picture that Lily and her husband are 110 plus years old. basically.
Right. Yep.
I'd want to say, like, probably they were born like the 1870s or something like that, if I had to guess by age.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then we get a little bit of her story. And this is where you were talking about that scene where Asia lights the rag on fire and ties it on an axe.
Oh yeah, that's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
And then you get the fight scene set to Dochi's crazy, and that shot of her midair as she slices someone in half.
Yeah, which that's on the trailer now, but I don't think it was on the first trailers I saw for this movie. But yeah, that's a crazy scene. I love that scene. I think that was you. You said that was your favorite part of the movie too?
Yeah.
That was definitely my favorite part. I think, I don't know, just every time that there's like that large fight and stuff, like it's just like it's so impressive to watch. Like the choreographic. Well, I cannot pronounce that right now.
Choreography?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
You're good.
I'm falling asleep trying to pronounce that.
Yeah, me too.
But,
You're not alone. I'm dozing off myself.
right. But no, I love that, and I don't know. I just always love scenes where they're sort of like fighting with fire and stuff like that, and it progressively gets lighter, and then she's standing in like the middle of all of it. It's a very cool shot. I loved it.
Yeah. And then it's revealed that their father died 2 years ago of cancer. And Lily then reveals a deal with Maria where Maria has to sacrifice Asia. And I kind of like that anime betray angle.
I did
there.
too. I did too. Yeah.
And then Asia falls down the elevator shaft only to be caught. And then we get to the third act, which is where I feel the film shits the bed. Whereas Ready or Not 2's third act was fucking incredible.
I agree there. Yeah, and the third act, yeah, it's a little rough. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. But I agree.
Yeah, and it goes back to what you two were saying. Like this film needs to pick a lane. You either embrace the horror comedy aspect or go full horror with it, because the comedy bits just feel off with what you're trying to do here, which is essentially The Raid but a horror movie.
It is, yes, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that one. When I was comparing it to other stuff other than Kill Bill. Yeah, The Raid. Yeah, because she's just fighting her way up. Um, Dread. That there's the Judge Dredd movie does the same thing.
I fucking love Dread.
Me too. And I know it's just a copy of Raid as well, but that one works for me real well.
Yeah. And you see this pig head on a spike, and that's their lord, and that's the list they talk about in this film. And the pig head comes to life like it's in the 9 Inch Nails Closer video.
Yes, and I again, I thought I was gonna love this final scene as well too, but then I don't know. It's played almost too campy, too much CGI. I don't know what. I can't really put my finger on why, but that final battle just did not work for me.
It just did not. Go ahead.
I just felt like it all felt too easy at the end, because throughout this whole thing, it's like she's fighting basically, like, yes, the family, but also it's just like the maids and stuff. And so, like, to me, that kind of makes sense, like, whatever. But then she's supposed to be fighting this creature or Satan or whatever. And it's like it's supposed to be this super powerful being, and it just felt too easy. Like she just happened to have the piece of skin. She happened to change her name and do all this. It felt too easy to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just felt like kind of slapped together.
Yeah, it felt like she was in God mode for most of this movie.
Yeah. I don't know, it felt like it could have been deeper. It just felt very, like, thrown in there, and then it's like, okay, and everything's done now. It's
yeah,
like, wait,
I
what?
wouldn't go so far. I wouldn't go so far as to call this character a Mary Sue. In fact, I fucking despise that term.
Yeah.
Because I get where she's coming from. I get why she would fight like that. She doesn't take any shit in prison. Like scene's revealed in the trailer. Like
yes, yeah.
But at the same time, there has to be more of a challenge. There has to be something that that makes me believe that she herself is not immortal, because even though she's not on that list, she's practically immortal in this movie. Like,
Yeah,
she barely escapes with just a couple flesh wounds herself.
that's true. Yeah, she does. And I mean, don't get me wrong, she is great in there. I thought she does a fantastic job, and her whoever her stunt person was too. Give them some
Yeah.
credit. They did some amazing work. But I don't know. It was the tone. The tone was so up and down, and so comedic, but so dark and so bloody. I wanted to like it a lot. Like I said, like Ready or Not, it works for me. It is comedic as well, but it's not maybe not as over the top or something.
Yeah,
Natural
exactly.
flow. Had a natural flow. Like the jokes, I felt like the jokes in Ready or Not were more deadpan jokes almost. Like it didn't
Right.
feel like they were putting it in to be a joke. It's just like the way the lines were delivered were kind of
Yeah.
funny. It felt
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah. And it's like I said, like if Taika Waititi directed this fucking movie, I would no star it. Like I cannot stand Taika Waititi at all.
Yeah, for the most part, I totally agree. I did like Thor Ragnarok, but then I thought he completely ruined it with Love and Thunder. That was the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's down there for me. Then Quantum Mania happened.
Yeah,
And then while this third act is going on, while we went off on that tangent, Lily ends up killing her husband, and the pig's head asks Marie to kill Asia, and Maria kills herself to save Asia. And this is another stylized title card I really love, where they reconcile while she's dying.
yeah.
And
Actually, I did like that. That was about the only part of the third act that I would say did work well for me.
and Maria's dying words are basically "Don't be, go fuck them up."
Mm.
And it's revealed that Maria writes Asia's name, and now Asia is in God mode times two.
Yeah, yeah,
And again, you get another insane fight sequence set to the Nova Twins, one of my other favorite acts right now. And then you get to the final fight with Lily, which is basically Lady Snowblood meets Kill Bill Volume 1.
yeah.
And Lily takes her shoes off. Again, this is Quentin. This is basically Ready or Not by way of Quentin Tarantino.
Yep. Yeah, my brother did ask me. He's like, "Was this based on an anime or something?" Because it really felt like an anime. And I said, "Not that I know of, but I could see the comparison."
Yeah, I could see this being an anime of some sort, like a deep cuts anime. Like, I didn't know
Yeah.
Alita Battle Angel was an anime when I went to go see it, but I
Oh yeah.
loved the hell out of that movie. I'm really hoping a sequel happens.
I
You
hope so
have
too. Yeah.
Again, that was another movie that was on my top 10 of 2019. And then the pig's head fuses with Lily, and Lily's trying to psych Asia out. She stabs the pig's head and sets it on fire, and all the names get erased and they become mortal and die. And she then sends the pig's head out on fire on a cart,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Asia and Maria leave the Virgil, and they make a big deal out of this tattoo Zazie Beetz has on her wrist, and it's revealed Asia has a similar tattoo on her chest.
Yeah.
And that's a very touching scene. And
Yeah. Yeah. It is. I like the getaway driver. I don't remember his name, but I know he's on the Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix, and I liked his character a lot on that show.
yeah, and I like the question he asked: "What happened in there, rich people?"
Yeah. Yeah. I like that too. Yeah.
And and Maria Reese comes back to life because Asia changed her name on the pig's head, and then the Virgil explodes. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask for your star ratings first, and then I'll give you mine.
For me, I'd probably give it about a 3. I wanted to go higher, but I give it about a 3.
All
Um,
right, and Heidi, you?
oh, this is tough because I'm really stuck between like a 2.5 to a 3. Um, because what I think about it is I wish it would have been a show. I feel like there was a lot more they could have done with it and it felt rushed. And if it were a show, it'd probably be higher up. But since it's how it is a movie, I would say probably about a 2.5 for me. Just because I wanted a little more context on like the building, the characters, everything
Right.
like that.
Right, and that's understandable. But I think I may have liked this a little more than you two did because I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5. I had a couple of issues with it, but I still had a damn good time with it. It does lose its footing, but it was still a film I was heavily invested in.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean, I did have fun with it as well, but I just thought I was gonna like it so much more than I did. So maybe my expectations were just a bit too high.
Yeah, and I probably only got the trailer maybe once or twice, so I went in semi-blind to it. Then I watched Pretty Lethal on Amazon Prime, and that put things into perspective because that film is a deadly serious slog, and it's
Okay.
produced by David Leitch's 87 North company, where those films usually have humor to them, but the hook premise of that film is basically they're just ballerinas who have to escape a situation.
Right.
And there's no levity to it. There's none of the characters are really interesting aside from Maddie Ziegler and Uma Thurman. And even then, Uma Thurman knows a thing or two about carrying a really bad movie on her back.
She does. Yeah.
And like I said, Pretty Lethal is an 85-minute film that feels 3 hours long, whereas They Will Kill You felt just breezed by. I never got bored during it. I never was
That's
like,
true.
okay,
It's
let's
not.
pick up the pace.
No, yes, it's not a boring movie. That's for sure.
All right, Gabe and Heidi, go ahead and plug.
Thanks for having us on, Ryan. I appreciate it.
No
Thank you so
problem. The more
much.
the merrier.
Well, I have my Instagram, which is Heidi Przes, Przes. And then I also have a new TikTok page to keep up with all of my writing and directing, and it's called Prez Productions, Przes Productions.
All
Uh,
right, right on.
and for me, I have Gabe RH1234. That's my Instagram. And that's usually where I am on socials. And then my YouTube channel, my RKR Films, is on YouTube, and that's been going pretty well. We got a lot of new subscribers. There's a ton of new content coming up. A little bit in May, but mostly we do a lot of stuff around Halloween. So there'll be a lot of new series coming up this Halloween.
All right, that's good to hear. Be sure to like, comment, share, spread the word of New Rums Media. Follow me on all my socials at New Rums Media. And until then, I'll see you next time.